Hello, everyone. I'm Dalton Burdett.
I'm Nick Iricchio.
And we are the Movie Nights.
Well, some of them.
You're watching this because you want to hear our uncensored,
unfiltered
thoughts and opinions on the world of movies and entertainment news, so kick back,
relax,
and thank you for being part of the conversation. What's up, dude?
How you doing?
You know, I'm good. I'm tired. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We're recording this on Halloween.
Yes,
and we're posting it.
Monday.
Yep, and we're posting it on the day that rent is due. So I am much happier right now than I will be tomorrow.
Correct.
So
also, just a quick note for our listeners and viewers. I've been sick the past few days.
What?
So if you hear me coughing or sucking on a cough drop, I'm sorry.
I'm glad that sentence ended with cough drop. So we have a big show set for you guys today. And basically, it's actually going to start off the top with a few things that literally just dropped as we were about to start recording. Mm-hmm. Number one, we reported a while ago that Marvel was making a Wonder Man series.
Yes.
With the director of Shang-Chi, Dustin Daniel Cretton, attached to the project. And apparently, according to Deadline, they have their Wonder Man. Apparently, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is in final negotiations to play Wonder Man, which...
The Black Manta?
The Black Manta, which is awesome. One, because I love that actor. He's incredible.
Yes.
And two, count me as excited for the show now, because I really didn't care all that much. I mean, I like the character, but it was just kind of like one of those, all right, things. But, hey, I'll watch anything Yahya does, and especially if it's, big IP related, because I love him as Black Manta. He's so good. I cannot wait for Aquaman 2.
Incredible.
Yes. So, really quick, what are your thoughts on the casting for Wonder Man?
I think that's great. I mean, I don't really know much about the character, other than what we kind of reported about, that articles talked about, but I was always interested just because of Dustin Daniel Cretton's involvement in it, because I love Shang-Chi so much.
Yes.
And I'm curious how involved he'll be with it now that he's doing King Dynasty.
Yeah.
But I think Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is a great actor. Love him as Black Manta, the best part of Aquaman, which had a lot of great parts, personally.
Yes.
And he was even great in Candyman, which I didn't really care for that much.
He was excellent
fantastic.
in Candyman.
And I've heard great things about him on the Watchmen series. And count him now as another actor that has crossed over into both Marvel and DC.
Yes, we're going to be talking about a lot of people doing that later in the show. But yes, that's one off the top. Another off the top is Deadline is also reporting that A24, infamous indie filmmaking distribution group, is going to be developing...
Or genre, if you ask certain people.
Yes, right. is developing a Friday the 13th TV show called Crystal Lake. It apparently will act as a prequel to the events of the first film. I don't know if it's going to be I haven't read the whole article because they just dropped. But I don't know if it's going to be a contemporary prequel like Bates Motel was, how it's a prequel but it takes place today. Okay. Or if it's going to be a prequel set in the 80s. I need to look into it more. But there's a Friday the 13th show coming, and that's telling because the whole Friday the 13th rights debacle that was going on between the original creator and all of the studios has finally kind of settled down, and I think this may be one of the first projects because of these settling lawsuits. And as you know, not the biggest fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, but I go in with optimism on every single one. So I will try to give the show a watch and see how it goes, especially with A24. I'm interested. What are your thoughts?
I'm about it. I always like them. This means that maybe we'll get a prequel one day to the best Friday the 13th movie, Jason Takes Manhattan, which I would be all about. I mean, A24 is a great, obviously, movie studio, production company behind it, so I'm definitely intrigued. I like the first movie, so...
Question for you.
Go on.
Jason Takes Manhattan. How long was he in Manhattan?
About 20 minutes, maybe.
Thank you very much.
Roughly.
Yeah, rough estimate.
Rough estimate, probably less.
Gotcha. You know, I legit enjoy Freddy vs. Jason. It is a whack movie.
Well, there's Jason X.
Okay, you know what? Jason X is
Jason in Space is great.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But Freddy vs. Jason, it's really campy fun, and there's a lot of it that it goes too far in that direction. It's just stupid. But the actual plot of that movie is awesome. Like, the reason why they're fighting is, actually really interesting.
Can you give me a quick refresher? I don't
remember. Yes. So, everyone on Elm Street has forgotten about Freddy. And he can't exist in the dream world and in the real world if he's forgotten about. That's his one thing. He has to be constantly in the minds of people. And he's in hell because he died in his previous movie, and he searches the bowels of hell for someone to help bring him back to Elm Street, and Jason's there because it takes place after Jason Goes to Hell. And
Convenient.
And he finds Jason, and he thrusts him into the nightmares of the people on Elm Street. He murders them, And then when the cops show up to the Elm Street murders, they're like, oh my God, maybe this was Freddy Krueger. And then that brings him back. But the problem is, Jason won't stop killing teenagers. And Freddy's like, God damn it, I want to do this. And then they fight. And it's brilliant.
That's
love
actually
it.
pretty genius.
It's so great. I love it. Anyway, now we're going to get into the main topics of the show today. Nicholas, what do you got for us first?
Our first one comes to us from Deadline. Deadline's now hearing from several sources close to the project that not only is Damon Lindelof developing a new Star Wars film for Lucasfilm, but that Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy has been set as the director.
And then the Hollywood Reporter also did a follow-up on that story, and what did they have to say
Yes,
about
the Hollywood Reporter says sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that Lindelof is writing the new Star Wars script with Justin Britt Gibson. Britt Gibson, however, comes to the job after a secret writer's room that began coming together after this year's Star Wars celebration. The room held a 2-week session in July. Dave Filoni, a protege of Star Wars creator George Lucas, who is involved in many of the shows, may have also been present.
Thank you. So, new Star Wars movie, and also in that report it goes on to say that it does take place after Rise of Skywalker. It's intended as a standalone project, but if it does well, then great. And you may be thinking, why didn't they announce this movie? Well, because Disney has told Kathleen Kennedy, this is true.
The head of Lucasfilm.
Yes. Disney has told the head of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, that she is not allowed to announce any more Star Wars movies because she has a track record of announcing movies that just don't happen or get pushed off into existence. And they're like, stop doing that. So hence the secret writer's room, hence all of this. You know, they want to make a new Star Wars movie. I'm still upset we haven't gotten Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron. I hope we get it before we die. I was so excited about the prospect of that movie. For those of you that don't know, Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman, was going to make a basically World War II fighter pilot movie, but it was X-Wings in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Awesome. Still want to see it. Anyway,
Absolutely.
to this story, Damon Lindelof most recently did the Watchmen. He was the showrunner of the Watchmen series.
Okay.
He's done a bunch of movie work as well. He was one of the writers on Prometheus. He has a mixed body of work. I think most famously, I believe he was involved in Lost, the TV show. I believe him and J.J. Abrams, that was kind of their claims to fame. I want to say it was Damon Lindelof. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. But in terms of my thoughts on this, I'm cautiously optimistic. You know, I like a lot of Mr. Lindelof's work. I think he's a good writer. I think the projects in which didn't turn out very well wasn't necessarily his fault. And the director that they mentioned, by the way, in the story is a director of several Miss Marvel episodes.
Okay.
And I enjoyed that show.
Very
And
much
I think that I'm going to remain optimistic. And if they're not announcing it, it's because, you know, obviously they're not allowed to anymore, but they also want to make sure they have something good and ready to go. And the fact that they're doing writers' rooms and they're bringing in all their creatives, I think it's a good sign that there are things to come. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I never watched the Watchmen show. I thought Prometheus was all right. I think it tried to do something interesting, and I've never watched Lost.
And he was also brought in really late in the game to do rewrites on Prometheus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd have to look up more about what work he's done, like his body work, just so I can kind of have more of a personal connection. But I think, one, I love Miss Marvel, so I thought it was very well directed too.
Yeah.
So sold on that. I think the more interesting thing is it being set after Rise of Skywalker. Because I know they have like the projects now, like they had Kenobi, they have Andor currently running, which is fantastic.
I'm still only 2 episodes in.
Oh, it just gets better and better every
That's what I
week.
hear.
Like, it's insane. And all that stuff takes place before, obviously, a lot of the stuff. So I really felt like at post Rise of Skywalker, especially how that was received, they would try to be moving away from that. And while it may not have connections and stuff like that, the fact that it's still kind of following that sort of storyline still, like the aftermath and everything, I think is an interesting choice. So I'm more interested to see how that plays out than anything.
Yeah, no, me too. And like we knew that they were going to eventually make stories after Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I'm excited for new characters. Hopefully they don't make the same mistake that they did with Rise of Skywalker and try to make everything connected to one goddamn family in the biggest galaxy in the universe.
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker, I'm not a fan of it. But yes, what do you guys think about Damon Lindelof developing a new Star Wars movie with the director of some episodes of Miss Marvel? Let us know as we move on to our next story. Nick, what do you got for us next?
Our next story comes to us from Deadline. Guy Ritchie, who we love.
We love Guy Ritchie.
And Top Gun Maverick producer Jerry Bruckheimer.
We love Jerry Bruckheimer. Yeah, Kangaroo Jack. I'm so glad that you laughed at that. I took a risk there.
Guy Ritchie and Top Gun Maverick producer Jerry Bruckheimer have enlisted Superman Henry Cavill and Baby Driver star Eiza González to lead their World War II action spy movie, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yes. So first of all, fuck yes.
Yep.
Immediately.
Correct.
We love Guy Ritchie, 1. 2, Henry Cavill and Eiza González. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I love both of those actors very much. And Eiza González has been kind of getting gypped by her agent because she hasn't really been in a project as good as Baby Driver, her first one that put her on the map. I mean, she's been in other stuff before that.
She's been in the big movies. She was in Hobbs and Shaw. She was in Kong, Godzilla vs. Kong. But
but like
we know how those movies are.
Yeah, but and she was legit great in Baby Driver.
Fantastic.
She's great in it. So I'm hoping that with this, they can do some more stuff. Guy Ritchie's been on a roll recently.
Guy Ritchie's been crushing it. Thank you, Disney.
Thank you, Disney.
Thank you, Aladdin, for giving us more Guy Ritchie.
His confidence back. Okay, every time we talk about Guy Ritchie, this comes up, but I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it again. King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword is a fucking great movie.
Great movie.
It didn't deserve to be one of the biggest box office flops of all time, and I'm so happy that he failed upwards because his next project was a $1 billion movie. That makes no sense. I'm so happy about it. But yes. Anyway, going back to this film, Match Made in Heaven. I think this is a great idea. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I love Guy Ritchie, and Henry Cavill can do action and stunts, as we saw with Superman and
Mission
Impossible, and some Guy Ritchie action and war action. Mm-hmm. Oh, come on!
And Henry Cavill's worked with Guy Ritchie's BFF Matthew Vaughn in The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh, this is true.
Yes.
That was another period piece type thing.
Yeah.
And again, Eiza González is fantastic actress as well.
Yes.
So I'm pumped as well for that. And she could do the action and stunts too. So I feel like this will be a great movie and just let Guy Ritchie do everything.
I know. I fully agree with you. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about Guy Ritchie's new film starring Henry Cavill and Eiza González? Let us know as we move on to our next Henry Cavill story that the internet didn't mind at all.
Her next to us comes straight from Netflix.
Themselves.
Themselves. They got ahead of it. While The Witcher Season 3 hasn't even debuted yet, it's already been renewed for a 4th season. But there's a catch. In Season 4, Liam Hemsworth will step up in as the titular monster hunter Geralt of Rivia, the role Henry Cavill originated in the first 3 seasons.
Yes, so this kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it. I'll tell you why, though. Okay, so I don't watch The Witcher. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's a great show, and Henry Cavill loves The Witcher. Sad for the fans to see Henry Cavill leave. Mm-hmm. I have a couple things to say about this. 1, Superman is back. It's not just like, because he could have done both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's back. And it means he's back soon.
Well, he's got the Guy Ritchie thing, too.
Yeah.
So he's
busy boy. This just makes me happy. 1, but 2, I'm going to say something. Liam Hemsworth. I fucking love him. And I don't think he gets enough credit.
I do like Liam Hemsworth a lot.
And you know what? I'm going to say something real controversial here. He was fucking great in Expendables 2.
All of Expendables 2 is fucking great. What are you talking about?
I agree.
From director Simon West, director of Con Air. The greatest movie of all time, making the second greatest movie of all time.
I know, it's crazy. But Liam Hemsworth was great in that. I thought he was great in the Hunger Games movies. Mm-hmm. Even the ones that were shit, I thought he was good in. Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen him in a whole lot. I know he recently did that comedy with Rebel Wilson, but apparently he's great in it.
Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
That movie was really funny.
I know.
You could tell it was really funny because I can't remember the name of it right now. But it was like the musical where it was like making fun of rom-coms. Well, very funny.
And I heard he was great.
Oh, hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the Hemsworth brothers need to do a comedy. They're fucking hilarious.
All 3 of them.
Yes.
What's the other one? The one on Luke.
Luke Hemsworth. He's on Westworld. Yeah.
And he's great.
Yeah, dude, Westworld. I haven't even started season 4. My God. You saw it?
Yeah.
God, I can't even think about how behind I am right now. But yeah. So while I understand it, also good on the showrunners and the people for just being like, story's important, casting it casting a new person.
Yeah.
And, it seems to be as cordial as it can be because, like, Henry Cavill posted, like, Liam Hemsworth is taking up the sword. So, if there was bad blood or if there was, like, a fight with contracts, like, it'd be all over the trades.
Oh, yeah.
We'd be hearing all the kinds of stories coming out about it. And apparently he signed a 3-year contract. It expired. Stuff has happened now where he's going to be busy and was just like, excuse me, can't do it anymore, Do
you think there was some Netflix executive that was like, hey, James Gunn's going to take over DC? And, like, Henry Cavill was, like, signing he went, I'm sorry, what? What's happening?
I don't know. I think that I think Henry Cavill took a 3-year deal to have this option.
Gotcha.
And I think he's happy that he took that deal. And I know the showrunners say that has a 7-season arc. Can you name a Netflix show that has 7 seasons?
No. What, Stranger Things and House of Cards all have like 6, right?
House of Cards
6.
went 6. Stranger Things is doing 5.
Yeah.
And those are the exceptions to the rule. Like those are
those are the
hits.
popular ones. Yeah, no, after that, forget about it.
Yeah. Netflix is usually a 2 and done kind of deal.
If you're lucky.
Rip Iron Fist.
Well, from what I saw online, and I could be entirely wrong here, so just from what I've read, one, Henry Cavill, massive gamer, as we know.
Yes.
Loves it, and apparently loves The Witcher, like the games and everything.
And the books.
And and the books. And apparently he's just a walking encyclopedia on set. But apparently
God, he's so hot.
Right?
Yeah.
But apparently the writers and the show has taken liberties or changed things that have upset the fan base. So maybe Henry Cavill just can't fight the good fight anymore. He's like, guys, I'm trying.
I think this. I've heard that too.
Yeah.
If it's true, that's so fucking funny. But I don't know, because look, I'm a huge fan of many things. If I got cast in that thing and they completely changed everything, but I was still getting millions of dollars to be in the thing, I'd shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's a completely valid point.
Like, even if I was a big fan of it, because you can always just trash it afterwards. How many times have we seen actors like, oh, that movie I did a year ago? Fucking couldn't stand it,
George Clooney to Batman.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds to Blade 3. There's tons of examples on that. But, if it's true, that's funny. I honestly think that there's a lot more to it than that, even if that is the case. Definitely. But still, worth noting. But yeah, what do you guys think about Henry Cavill fucking off from The Witcher to what potentially seems to be a new Superman deal, which the next story we're going to talk about, I think we're going to get an imminent announcement of a Superman movie. Move on to the next story, Nicholas.
Next story comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. In a stunning turn of events, filmmaker James Gunn and producer Peter Safran have been tapped to lead DC's film, TV, and animation efforts as co-chairs and co-CEOs of the newly formed DC Studios, a division at Warner Brothers that will replace DC Films. I butchered that quote reading, but that's okay.
You recovered.
I recovered. We brought it back.
Yes, we did. Okay. I know that there's been a lot of talk of this particular news subject. I'm a big fan of it.
I'm a huge fan of it.
I'm a fan of it.
I don't see how people couldn't be.
Okay, so here's the thing. One, this means that the Harley Quinn show ain't never getting canceled.
No.
And I'm so happy about that.
James Gunn did a voice on the most recent season, and also Harley Quinn's his favorite character.
Yeah, ain't never getting canceled.
Probably more funding, if anything.
Yes, very so excited about that. 2, I'm curious, because they start, when this episode posts November 1st, they start today.
Yeah.
At DC. And I have a feeling it's going to be like when a new president gets elected and there's just weeks of them just just flooding through shit.
Yeah.
I hope we hear about a bunch of stuff getting canceled. I hope we hear about a bunch of stuff getting greenlit. I hope it's just a fucking madhouse. But here's what I'm curious about, though, because what they haven't talked about is what exactly they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I should point out, though, James Gunn, obviously, you guys know, famous filmmaker, Guardians of the Galaxy, The Suicide Squad. Peter Safran is a producer who helped produce a lot of the Conjuring films, and he did Shazam, The Suicide Squad, Aquaman, a couple of those.
Peacemaker,
a couple of those DC stuff. So you have the creative and the executive. They were looking for a Kevin Feige, who is both of those things.
Yeah.
And they were like, that person doesn't exist anymore, do they? They
It's
were
not
like,
real. It's
no.
just Kevin Feige.
They were like, it's just him. They're like, all right, we'll get 2 people. And so, 1, I'm happy about this. 2, James Gunn signed a 4-year exclusive deal with DC that kicks in after Guardians 3 releases.
Okay.
So, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, but like, you know, it's just so funny. Like, I think, I don't even think it's Warner Brothers. I think it's DC. He has like a exclusive.
Oh, like he can only work on DC projects.
Yes.
Like he can't make anything. He can't pitch to Warner Brothers a movie.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
And if you're going to be the CEO of a co-CEO of a company, you kind of have to.
No, correct.
You know,
yeah.
but
well, I would have thought it would have branched into because obviously he has more stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
So here's what excites me. Okay, 1, let's address it. Let's address the elephant in the room. No, I have no idea if they're going to do more Snyder stuff. Probably not, but I don't think that was going to happen anyway.
No, they could have hired Zack Snyder as the CEO,
And it probably still
and
wouldn't
it
have
would
happened.
not have happened.
As much as and here's the thing.
Yeah.
The internet needs to know this. For newcomers, love Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was amazing.
Yes.
I'm pissed we're not getting the future ones. But just because I'm saying, hey, I don't think we're getting the future ones, doesn't mean I don't enjoy them. So let's get that out there. 1. 2, really like the Suicide Squad, really like Peacemaker, and I'm glad that we're going to be seeing more of that. 3, James Gunn has worked under Kevin Feige, who worked under Alan Horn, who James Gunn now works for, kind of, because he's shepherding that universe. So I think a lot of people are saying, like, oh no, James Gunn's going to make everything exactly like Marvel. I don't think so. Because while James Gunn I think James Gunn is going to take everything he likes about Marvel and everything he doesn't like about Marvel and apply both. I think the fact that you can't make R-rated films at Marvel, not a problem for James Gunn.
Yeah.
I think the fact that, you know, there's this certain tonal thing that has to be hit every time. I don't think you're going to get that with James Gunn.
Look at the Suicide Squad.
Exactly. I think that it's going to be a great plan, and from the executive side, who's going to be making the deals, getting things done on Peter Safran's side, I think that's great also. I see this as an absolute win. And I think by the end of the week, or at least maybe in the next 90 days. I know that's a big gap.
It's a little. By the end of the year.
I think we're going to get a Superman movie announcement. And I would not be shocked if James Gunn is directing it.
Oh, wow. You think he'd put that much on his plate on top of it? Yeah. Fair.
I would.
That means we might get Bloodsport in it, and I'm fine with that.
Yep, absolutely. Also, I'm going to throw a question to you.
Go on.
During the Suicide Squad press tour,
Yeah.
someone who was very supportive of James Gunn and someone who was very kind and respectful to him was this little guy named David Ayer. And maybe you know that, like the Snyder Cut, there are many, many petitions and many calls to release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, which was also heavily fucked with by studio executives. Like, that story is also pretty fucked up. Obviously, it's not as fucked up as the Zack Snyder one.
Yeah.
But, like, they hired a trailer company to come re-edit the movie. Like, it's insanity. He's been very supportive of James Gunn, and him and James Gunn have had public back and forths that were very pleasant and very kind with one another. And when they announced the news, David Ayer even tweeted, "This is fantastic news for DC. This is a great, lovely thing." You think, as a respect my brethren move, James Gunn, and to win over some of the Snyder people, James Gunn might release the Ayer cut on HBO Max?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I think it's more possible with him in charge than
it's
before. I will say that.
Yeah, but I think we went from like a 20% chance of that happening to like a 30.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we made a big jump here,
Uh-huh.
but it's possible. I mean, yeah, I guess that depends on Peter Safran's take on everything too, because obviously he'll have a say on, the benefit of it and everything like that.
Yeah. Because here's my thing. David Zaslav has said that he wants someone to come in and do a 10-year plan.
Yeah.
Which is what James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to be doing.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Does that 10-year plan starts with after all the movies that they have nothing to do with come out.
Yeah.
And these movies are releasing through like 2024, I think, or the end of 2023 with Aquaman 2. I think that's the last one that
That's next December.
Yes.
Yeah.
So their 10-year plan starts in 2024. Does this 10-year plan wrap up this universe and start a new one? Does it continue this for 10 years? What is the 10-year plan?
Well, also, are they involved in the Otherworld stuff? Like,
okay, so this is a good question.
Yes.
They are not producing Joker 2.
Okay.
And the article talks about the Batman, because
Yeah.
the Batman is obviously in a separate universe.
And Matt Reeves' baby.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, the article literally states, we have no word on if Peter Safran and James Gunn are producing that movie because a script hasn't been turned in yet for the Batman 2.
Fair.
He's doing it again. Matt Reeves is doing it again where he's like, I'll get it to you when I get it to you. It's fine.
Which is funny.
Yeah. That movie probably won't come out till 2025.
Yeah. Oh, no. Earliest.
Yeah.
But, like, all those plans that we talked about in the article last week, Clayface, Professor, like, all that stuff, is that under their banner? Because then are they just... Because then, to me, that doesn't read as them being CEOs of DC Studios.
Yeah. Well, I think what's going on is Joker, because Joker 2 already started pre-production.
That's fine, yeah. That makes sense.
And Joker 2 is going to be released under the Warner Brothers banner.
Okay. So Batman might be released under
Because you know how DC Studios is replacing DC Films?
Yes.
I think Joker is going to be releasing the last thing released under DC Films.
Okay.
And that will carry on, which means the Batman will be made by DC Studios, but I do not think they're going to try to incorporate that world into the current DCU, which they've renamed, thank fuck,
What'd they name it?
DCU instead of DCEU.
Nice little ripoff, but I'll take it.
Yeah,
It's better.
but they're calling it the DC Universe. So
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
so
I
can
like.
incorporate the Elseworld.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I don't think they're going to incorporate that into what was the DCEU. I don't think they're going to do that. I think that they are going to let that be its thing, but I do think they will help produce and shepherd those movies. We'll see. Another big takeaway from this is the fact that DC Studios is going to be its own studio like Marvel. That is
Genius.
brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. I've been throwing kind of soft pitches to you, Nicholas.
Can I before you do that, can I just say also something that has greatly increased now that James Gunn is in charge? Means we might get the Weasel again.
Oh, we're absolutely getting Weasel again.
100%. It's just a matter of when.
How happy does that make you?
Very happy. That's got to be a Peacemaker 2 thing, right?
Weasel versus Black Adam.
The real hierarchy of power will change. Oh my god, I love the Weasel so much.
Yes.
Definitely. That makes me happy.
Yes.
Your hardball.
My hardball question. James Gunn has worked with Kevin Feige for many, many years. He now runs DC. Whenever you see a picture of Kevin Feige and James Gunn, you're looking at the people who run DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, the odds of a Marvel DC crossover movie were negative 1,000. Now it's 2%.
2%? That's a big gap.
By 2026. Do you think we see one?
No way in hell. By 2026, they would have to start doing that a year ago.
It's a good thing they got movies coming out through 2024.
There's no way in hell.
By 2028.
No.
In our lifetime. Which was not possible 2 weeks ago.
In our lifetime.
From
probably.
a logistics standpoint.
In our lifetime. Yes.
I just hope it's Ben Affleck.
In our lifetime?
Yeah.
He'll be long gone. No, he'll outlive us.
Yeah, he will.
In our lifetime, so before 2025.
Yeah. That was good. But anyway, I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Do we think we get Batfleck back, just in general?
Oh, I hope so. I fucking hope so. I love him so much.
There's a lot of possibilities, and the thing is, I don't think they're going to wrap up the DC EU because Henry Cavill's Superman. So that innately just brings it forward.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll just, like, start rebuilding something new. There'll be some
The Flash still has not come out.
The Flash still has not come out. That is accurate.
So we'll see what that movie does. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think about James Gunn and Peter Safran running DC Studios as its own studio at Warner Brothers? Let us know in the comments as we move on to another DC story.
All right, our next DC story comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter. The drama, this is in regards to the Green Lantern TV show. The drama, which has been in the works since late 2019, will now focus on Jon Stewart, one of DC's first black superheroes, The series, from executive producer Greg Berlanti, was to originally have revolved around Guy Gardner and Alan Scott, and have already cast Finn Wittrock from Ratched and Jeremy Irvine from Treadstone as the respective Green Lanterns. Seth Grahame-Smith has departed the series after completing scripts for a full season of 8 episodes. Sources say Grahame-Smith, who signed on as a writer and showrunner a year after Green Lantern was announced, chose to leave the project after weathering another number of regime changes at HBO Max.
I love how you're sick, and I made you read all of these still.
Ugh.
This is great. It wasn't until about halfway through that I was like, you know what? I probably should have taken over the duties on that.
I can do the short ones. The long ones start to get a little winded.
That was a big one. That was a big one. So, yeah, a lot of drama surrounding the Green Lantern HBO Max show that they feel like they announced 80 years ago. Mm-hmm. Another thing to point out that I didn't fit in the quotes, they're cutting the budget significantly.
Ooh.
Because Zaslav. And
the axe thirsts for blood.
It does. And here's also what's funny. Seth Grahame-Smith, who was the showrunner of the Green Lantern show when it was focusing on the other lanterns, and who wrote 8 full episodes, turned them in, and is now leaving, was one of the directors who was going to direct The Flash and left that as well.
This poor guy.
This poor guy can't get a fucking break. But I'm mixed on this. One, I'm happy that we're getting a fucking Jon Stewart thing. I love his Green Lantern. I am sad for the actors that they casted. I'm hoping that they have small roles in the show and they can still keep them, just as like a, sorry about that.
All right, yep, here's your cameo. Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. But it just goes to show that things are changing. Mm-hmm. And, who knows what James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to do when they get in there, but I'm glad that it's Jon Stewart. Do you think they have the balls to cast the actor that was deleted from Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Absolutely not. There's no way.
It would be funny, though.
It would be... It would be funny. There's no way they want to give any Zack Snyder fans just like a morsel of a chance of something. Even if it's deleted, they'll be like, the Snyderverse been restored? Is this what this means?
Well, they casted Kiersey Clemons in The Flash.
They did cast Kiersey Clemons in The Flash.
Who's to say?
There's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance.
But anyway, look, I'm excited for a Green Lantern show. I feel bad for the creatives who worked on it and now it's being reworked. That happens all the time. But I'm glad that the new leadership at DC and Warner Brothers is finally just like, why are we making a show about them? Like Jon Stewart. And I hope that this is part of the DCEU and ties in, like Peacemaker, because I know that Zaslav wants that to happen. Mm-hmm. And we'll see. I love Jon Stewart. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, obviously the Ryan Reynolds movie happened, and we haven't really gotten much Green Lantern content since then.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see the take on it, especially if it remains a drama.
Mm-hmm.
Would be interesting to see for sure. But other than that, yeah, I don't really have much connection to Green Lantern. That like kind of lore, I'm not really overly familiar with it. Just the little bits we've gotten from stuff. I think it's one of those things that just hasn't been translated properly to screen for me to take it, but I've heard great things about the comics and everything. I do know Jon Stewart, though, and I think that's a great choice to do it.
Yes.
And I'm very interested to see who they cast. Well, because part of it, too, why they made him change from Green Lantern to Martian Manhunter was because they wanted the right to cast their Jon Stewart, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that already tells you. Like,
that was also different leadership.
It was different. That's fair. I don't know. I don't think it's happening.
We'll see.
We'll see.
What do you guys think about all the changes to the DC Green Lantern series? Let us know as we move on to our next story. Now we got Marvel news on this show.
You look like Marvel fan.
Good pull.
Our next story comes to us from Deadline. Sorry.
By the way, you can go first after you read this.
Okay.
I don't know, you're more excited than me.
Apologies. After writing and producing the first 2 Venom films, Kelly Marcel is ready to make the jump into the director's chair. As sources tell Deadline, she is set to helm Marvel and Sony Pictures' Venom 3, starring Tom Hardy. Fuck yeah. I love the Venom movies. Both of them severely underrated. People shit on them all the time, and I'm like, for why? Giant monster alien eat people and Tom Hardy. He's just a fun, silly little guy. Wants to do silly little alien things.
That's the best TED Talk I've ever been to.
Venom. I believe she was, she wrote and directed the first two, which I love, or wrote and produced the first two movies, which I'm a big fan of, and she worked very closely with Tom Hardy to make the second, and I believe Tom Hardy's heavily involved in the third.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying that writing and producing leads to directing, but give her a shot. Why not? If you're not going to bring back Andy Serkis or,
Come on, one of your favorites,
I'll
dude.
get it. You gotta help me here.
You gotta help me out.
You gotta help me.
I can't face the music.
You gotta help me out.
Ruben Fleischer.
Ruben Fleischer.
You're doing great, kid.
I'm not. If you're not... Oh, shit. If you're not gonna bring back... Sorry, Norman. If you're not going to bring back Ruben Fleischer or Andy Serkis to direct it, why not? If she really cares about the character and passionate, she'll put the time into it. And I'm excited to see. The best part about this is Venom 3 is confirmed.
Yes.
What's not to love?
I agree. So, my relationship with the Venom movies, I don't hate the first one, but I don't love it.
Uh-huh.
I enjoyed the second one.
Second one's fun.
Second one's fun. I'm looking forward to the third one. I loved how he went to the MCU for a total of 5 minutes. It's my favorite thing that's ever happened in movies.
Sony said, put him in the MCU, and Kevin Feige said, get him the fuck out.
It was great. But okay, are you ready for a roller coaster of emotions? These are the screenplays that this writer has written. First feature film. She did a TV series called Terra Nova for a while.
I fucking loved Terra Nova.
She's the creator of Terra Nova.
She's the creator of Terra Nova?
The writer of the Venom movies.
It's got Stephen Lang in it.
Yes. And then guess what her first feature screenplay was?
Go on.
Saving Mr. Banks.
Oh, hell yeah. I love that movie.
Guess what she followed it up with? 50 Shades of Grey.
Hell yeah. Go on.
Then Venom.
This all tracks from 50 Shades of Grey right into Venom.
Then Cruella, which was fucking amazing. Then Venom 2. Then a new TV series called The Changeling. And then Venom 3.
Here's what I've heard. Certified banger after certified banger. A movie where he does, in fact, banger.
Oh, got him.
And then the Venom movies. Which are also certified bangers.
Yes.
Where he bangs her. I've heard no skips on this album.
So, and she's going to make her directing debut with Venom 3. I'm excited for her. And I
think that's good for her.
All right. Over or under 20% Spider-Man's in it.
Ooh. A Spider-Man? Or Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Tom Holland.
Under 20.
Over or under 40 Andrew Garfield?
Under.
Under 40.
Under 40.
Over or under 45 any fucking Spider-Man?
Over.
Oscar Isaac.
I think they'll be... I don't know. I think they're going to do a different Spider-Man for the Sony universe. Do you think they're going to try to retroactively make it Garfield's verse?
Maybe. I think they might do Miles Morales.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Madam Web is happening, and I need to know what's going on in that fucking movie.
I guess we'll probably get more answers based off of those movies.
Yeah.
And Kraven.
Oh, Kraven. I'm so excited for Kraven.
I can't wait for Kraven.
Kraven the animal lover.
But Kraven and Madam Web, I think, will give us, hopefully, a direction on all of it.
Yes, I agree. What do you guys think of the writer of the Venom films making her directorial debut to direct Venom 3 as she develops the script with Tom Hardy? Let us know as we move on to our final story of today. Nick, what do you got?
Our
last one, buddy.
Our last story comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter. Titled VisonQuest.
Which is fucking awesome.
The potential series, which is opening a writer's room next week, will be about the Vision, played by Paul Bettany, trying to regain his memory and humanity, I hear. While the focus is on Vision, Word is there's a possibility for Wanda Maximoff, Elizabeth Olsen, to appear.
Thank you for that. And while THR did report on that, I do want to give credit where credit's due. Jeff Schneider on the Hot Mic podcast is the one who dropped it.
Ooh.
He also said, I didn't make it a headline, but he also said that he knows for a fact that the villain of Fantastic Four will not be Doctor Doom. Which we'll get into.
Mole Man.
You're so right.
Listen. You want to get me interested in the Fantastic Four again?
Uh-huh.
Put Mole Man in there.
Okay. But what if it was Justin Hammer for absolutely no reason?
That's how you get me in the seat.
1,000%. Anyway, going back to the story, VisonQuest, amazing.
What a title.
That wrestling movie in the 80s was pretty good. VisonQuest?
That's an actual movie.
Yeah. And it's got
good.
Matthew Modine. I think it has Matthew Modine in it.
Love Matthew Modine.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, mark this under, all right,
Cool.
I'm going to watch it.
Not where I thought it was going with Vision.
Nope.
Thought he was just going to... I thought he was going to be the catalyst for Armor Wars.
Maybe. Same.
So is this White Vision then?
Probably. Yeah, it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I saw White Vision fly away on WandaVision, I was like, they're going to do something.
Yeah. Look at that, Marvel.
And
Loose end.
I just thought it was Kevin Feige being like, I like Paul Bettany. Make sure he's alive.
You keep him alive.
We've killed him 3 times. I said keep him alive.
If you keep him alive this time.
Kevin knows all.
You have him kill the other Vision, and then he flies off okay.
Yes. But I'm curious about it, though. I mean, Marvel's been making a lot of decisions that apparently is all leading to Secret Wars, which I'm interested in. And, hey, if this is what they had planned, great. If Wanda appears, I'm more interested. Because she's not dead. She's not dead.
But Rockfall.
Rock did fall, Nicholas. You're correct. But either way, I'm going to watch it. I love Paul Bettany. I love these guys. His contract expired after WandaVision, I'm pretty sure. So if he made a new one for this, it must be pretty good. At least the idea. The writer's room is opening. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I love Paul Bettany. I think Vision's been a character that was so interesting when they introduced him and then has been kind of nerfed and sidelined for a bit. And I love, like, kind of just the philosophicalness of the character, especially in, like, the finale of WandaVision, how that battle plays out and everything. So I'm interested to do a full show with it, and I hope we get some Wanda Maximoff, because I think those characters just go hand in hand. The fact that Vision wasn't in Multiverse of Madness felt weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's great. What a name, too. WandaVision and VisonQuest. That's awesome.
Love it.
So regain his memory and humanity. So I'm all for it. And give Paul Bettany more work. Always.
Do you think we could get hints of this from Agatha House of Harkness?
Oh, maybe. That's gearing up production soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any news on that? Like,
it's happening.
Other casting or no?
Not really. There was a fake one that went around that made me upset.
What was it?
Said that Evan Peters was coming back.
Oh, I heard him for Wonder Man.
That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that.
Yep.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, though.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to get too excited.
Yeah.
I hope Agatha, we're going to spiral here for a minute.
Yeah.
I hope they get all the other, like, comedy actresses.
Oh, my God, like Leslie Mann.
Yeah, Amy Poehler. If Maya Rudolph gets to join the MCU, you're going to see a very happy Nick.
If Taylor Tomlinson gets to join the MCU, you're going to see a very happy Dalton.
Can we get Barb and Star
in the MCU?
In Agatha Harkness.
Anything's possible in the multiverse, Nicholas.
This is fair. No, but I'm very excited and intrigued by VisonQuest. I'm curious if this will be one that starts off as a series and goes into a movie maybe, or how many episodes it'll be, if it'll get the Armor Wars treatment. Yeah. You know he doesn't have a contract anymore?
Who?
Don Cheadle?
Yeah, no, apparently Feige is going to one project deals now because it's more talent friendly, but it costs them so much money because they used to be like...
Which they have.
Yeah, which they now have.
Which they have.
It used to be, hey, sign a 9-movie deal with us and we'll give you like some money.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay.
We'll give you that same amount for one.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it's at now.
He's just like, yeah, they send me scripts and I go, all right.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Thanks, Don Cheadle. You're the man.
I'm so excited for the Armor Wars movie, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I hope there's skulls in it just for you.
It's following Secret Invasion. They put him in the Skrull show and then said, you know what, he gets a movie too. That's a double feature made for Nick.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So what do you guys think about the VisonQuest series officially happening? Let us know as we move on to the box office!
The box office.
Nick, what were our predictions from last week?
All right, Dalton, you had Black Adam at number 1. Ticket to Paradise, number 2. Smile, number 3. Pray for the Devil, number 4. And Halloween Ends, ending the list in 5th. I had Black Adam as number 1. Ticket to Paradise, number 2. Pray for the Devil, number 3. Smile, number 4. And Halloween Ends, ending in 5th.
So basically we just swapped 3 and 4.
We swapped 3 and 4, yes.
One of us was right. It was you.
We get to do the actual Mondays today.
Yes, these are the
Sunday,
final Monday numbers that I'm about to read off.
Yes, go on.
Coming in first was Black Adam, making a $27 million, dropping 59% from week 1 to week 2, which is about normal. Little 55 is more preferred, but 59 is not terrible. Coming in second was Ticket to Paradise, dropping only 40% from week 1 to week 2. Very good drop, making another $9 million.
Good for Clooney. Good for Roberts.
Good for them all. Coming in third was Pray for the Devil, making $7 million in its first weekend. Coming in fourth, Smile, making another $5 million. And coming in fifth, Halloween Ends, making another $4 million. Let's dive into the top 5, shall we?
We've had, in the past, month, we've had 2. You got one right, I got one right, too.
Yeah. You know what happens next week?
We should start betting. I got 20 on next. No.
Listen. Morgan made me a lot of money the other night. I'll keep betting. It's fine.
You're going to make her pick the 5 for you.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, pick them.
Pick them.
Let's
you
go.
Got this. Let's go.
This might happen.
We'll get intense here.
Just like camping. Intense.
Hold on.
It's been a while since I've been able to use that on a new person.
A new one.
Yeah.
As far as I haven't made that one yet.
I know. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Slacking.
Anyway, let's dive into Halloween Ends.
Must we?
On a budget of $20 million, it has now made 95 worldwide, making 4.8 times its budget. Jason Blum. Dude, you can't go wrong.
Congratulations to Jason Blum and congratulations to Jamie Lee Curtis. Yes. I'm very happy for the two of you. Coming
in fourth was Smile, making $186 million worldwide on a budget of, I believe, what was 17.
Shmoney in the bag.
And Pray for the Devil has made $7 million. It's only open domestically. I can't find the budget for Pray for the Devil, but I imagine it wasn't that high, so $7 million might be good. Maybe not. Coming in second was Ticket to Paradise, which worldwide has $121 million. God
damn, good for them.
But it was made on a budget of 60.
Oh, not good for them.
It's only made twice its budget back so far. That's what happens when you cast George Clooney and Julia Roberts in your movie. That movie costs more than Halloween Ends.
Wow.
By more than double.
Jeez.
And number 1 this week, Black Adam has officially crossed $250 million worldwide and was made on a budget of $200 million. So it's made 1.3 times its budget. Got some climbing to do.
Is it going? It's not going to make that.
Probably not.
Not with Black Panther coming out next week.
No. I think it might get to 400.
Does anything come out this week?
A lot of Oscar movies do.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which I'm behind on. Surprise, Nicholas. I'm
behind.
What? But yes. So those were the box office results. Let's do predictions for next week.
Yes.
So since there's not too many new releases coming out next week, I mean, it's just like smaller releases going wider. Here's my predictions.
Go on.
Black Adam number 1.
Okay.
Ticket to Paradise number 2.
Okay.
Fuck it. Smile number 3.
Okay.
Pray for the Devil number 4.
Uh-huh.
Halloween Ends number 5. Same.
See your exact same prediction.
The exact same predictions. I'm doing it.
All right. Call me crazy. I'm a go. You know what? Call me crazy.
Crazy.
I'm keeping mine the same.
What the fuck is about to happen? Can I tell you why I'm doing my same and not switching?
Why?
Because I don't think Pray for the Devil's been getting good word of mouth. And I think its drop is going to be significant.
Ah.
I think next week it made 7 this weekend. I think next week it makes 2.
Okay. I don't have any logic for mine other than I wanted to swap them, but then it'd be the same as yours. So
and you won this time.
Let's just make it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope one of the Oscar movies sneaks in there. That'd be cool.
That'd be nice, yeah. I haven't heard of either of them, though. That's the...
Yeah. Triangle of Sadness, Tar.
Oh, yeah.
Till.
Armageddon Time.
Armageddon Time.
Yeah.
I hope Terrifier 2 just fucking sweeps. Oh, the Banshees of Inisherin come out.
I don't think that'll have enough to...
It won't, but I'm just
there.
excited about it.
I do want to see that.
It looks very good.
That comes out this week?
I think limited. I don't know if it'll be here. We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, either way, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, leave your box office predictions in the comments below. And I believe that's all we had for the show today, Nicholas, right?
That is, yes. We did not have a movie review for this week, unfortunately.
We did not. You know, life gets busy sometimes.
And
sorry.
I was sick.
Yep. Sorry that we failed you. And I don't feel like doing the ad readings. So that's it for today.
That's good for me.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.